Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I just thought I would do a good old-fashioned sit-down chatty update and yeah, get yourself a brew maybe. So I've got half an hour until I need to leave to do the school run. I've got footage at a sporting and I was going to just like run the hoover around, get a few jobs done, but then I thought, you know what, no, I really want to make a video like this today. I don't even know where to start. Part of me wonders sometimes if I'm outgrowing YouTube. I always viewed it as like a place where I fit in, but sometimes I'm not entirely sure that I do. I'm not a family vlogger, I never have been. I've never been the sort to do those videos with like challenges and this, that and the other. It's never really been us. The kind of videos that I do are just kind of more from my perspective, documenting things as a mother, and I'm incredibly sentimental about stuff. So selfishly, a lot of it is for me and my, like, I was going to say memories, but it always sounds cheesy, but really that's how it all began. And sometimes on here, I just feel a bit like I'm not sure what is left for me to share. I think when you are a parent to much younger children and babies and things like that, babies and pregnancy was very much how I found YouTube myself, really, how it started to have a really valuable place in my life, because there were so many things that I was going through and I just didn't know the answers, or it was quite isolating because, you know, a lot of people say don't share the pregnancy until 12 weeks, which to be honest is a ridiculous notion. You share what you want to share. But it can be quite lonely, you're nervous, you want your baby to stay sticky, all of this, that and the other. And then when you're a young mum to a young children, it can be quite lonely and isolating. And it's a true place of comfort to come online and talk to other mums, like, is your baby sleeping through? Or like, what have you done, this, that and the other. But as children get older, children get more individual, they're more different, their preferences, their taste change, and it's not always the place that you can come to find advice anymore. You know, more so because as kids get older, like when they're having problems, like my family, like we always have stuff going on, like, but it's just not the sort of stuff that I would ever share. Do you know what I mean? And like some people choose to, and that's like totally up to them. I'm not here to govern what somebody does or doesn't do with their life. It's just not my place. But sometimes for me, people always go, oh, do more vlogs? But then like 9 times out of 10, I've got other people's kids in my house. So that can be really difficult because I don't want to like ruin it for them. Like my kids, I'm friends with sticking a camera in their face, but equally so, I don't want to take away from that or like record other people's children, because like it's not my place. Do you know what I mean? And it's not even something that I bring up with friends. It's just a rule that I've created for myself. I do not want anybody else like in the firing line of what I do. And that's probably why in some cases I have taken a step back with the kind of videos I make. I do love to do vlogs, but realistically, I'm not sure people want to see me filming all day or cleaning or running back because, you know, I've got to go and pick a child up because they're not very well, or we've got clubs to do. I'm just not sure really 100% if there's even a place for that. It is real life and it is like normal and it's great and it's beautiful in its own way, but it's not the same really sometimes. So I am in a way trying to work out what I want to do with this space. I'm not going to do anything like silly, and I certainly want to continue making content. It's just like I'm changing. I'm going into a new stage. Like I'm going to move away from YouTube now because that was kind of boring, isn't it? But for such a long time, and I'm sure you probably viewed me the same way, I thought of myself as a mum of like 3 young children, and I'm not anymore. Like in a few weeks' time, I finish quite late because we get that 2 weeks over WIT. So we don't finish until like the 26th of July, I think. But that'll be Bill done with year 5, and then he's into his last year of school. And he, in particular, has just changed so much, especially it kind of crept up on me because of the way COVID was, and we didn't have a lot of school access at the time, being what our jobs are. So I didn't really notice it until this past year when school started up, and, you know, like he sees his friends more. It's like, honestly, and I love it. Like, I've always said that I wanted this house to be like an open door kind of house, and like I'd rather my kids be here with their mates than out on the streets bored or whatever, and that will always be the same. So, but every week I will have their friends over in some capacity, or there'll be birthday parties, or they'll be at their friends, or like if I've not got one of Bill's friends, I've got one of Daisy's friends, and it's just, you know, like that's what it's like when your kids get older. And the family dynamic has changed so much as a result, because he's entering that stage in your life, and I've been there and I remember it. Like I'm trying to hold on to that, like remember what it's like to be his age kind of vibe. Where I got to a point where, as much as I love my mum and dad, they were just not the centre of my world anymore, rightly so, because you grow and you create your own world and you become the centre of your world, and you make really close relationships with your friends. Do you remember when your friends were just everything? And that's kind of where he's at now, and that's such a good thing. And Daisy, rightly so as well, like she's got, particularly she's in a group of like 4 friends, with her best friend, and they are so close and so girly. Like they share clothes and hair clips and chat about stuff and giggle their heads off, and it's fascinating to watch because I've not experienced that side of things. And at least in my house, the boys and the girls are a bit different in terms of the way they communicate and things like that. And it's amazing to watch. And then Stan's just on the cusp. Like he has friends like at preschool and stuff, but obviously I don't know them too well, because you tend to know people better once your children start school. And then I have no doubt that we're going to have like some of his individual friends. He has loads of mutual friends, like brothers and sisters of other friends that we know, but like it would be really exciting to see him get that too. He starts in September, so as of September I will have a reception child, a year 2 child and a year 6 child. And while Daisy and Stan may be young, they're older than what Bill was, because naturally they come like in succession, do you know what I mean, of him, and they picked up things quicker than he did. And I learned a lot of what to do with them with him, whereas I very much feel like a new mother with him still, because I'm like nervous, like, you know, like getting to that stage about where you're discussing things like mobile phones and like, don't we, when should we hold off till Christmas, should we wait till high school, like responsibilities and things like that. Like he has a Go Henry card now, so we put like an allowance on that and trying to teach him that when it's gone, like money wise and stuff. And it's like I'm just not in the baby stage. And I think every time I've done these videos, you can sort of see me getting a bit closer to that realization that ship has sailed, and it was a beautiful ship to be on board. But it's over now, and I think I've got to a place where I understand that, and I respect that, and it just is what it is. And so I'm trying to use this time now to work out who I am, because I have been a mother to young children for 10 years, and there were lots of ups and downs between that, and I think I just moulded and shaped myself to fit all of the things that we've been through as our family has grown. And I'm at a stage now where I just need to work out like what about my future. I'm 34, so I would like to think that I have years and years ahead of me, but I want to start doing things like that matter to me again. And that's actually quite challenging, because you get more, how do I word it? You get more like space back when your children get older. Yeah, space. You get more space, more personal space. But time, tricky. They start to stay up later as they get older. They go to more clubs. they have friends around more. They're less portable. If they don't want to see something, they will tell you. It's not like a baby where like they don't care. So it's completely different way of life, because every evening feels like I'm just, oh, right, okay, so like go here, go there, go everywhere. Have you got this? Have you got that? You're gonna go and get changed, put your shoes on. All right, everyone in the car, everyone out the car, everyone to the swimming baths, everyone back in the car, everyone out the car. Cook. And oh, I've lost my voice, by the way, so if I sound slightly bizarre, that's why. Don't worry, it's fine. But it's just so different. And like tonight, I've got double swimming lessons. Bill's at his mate's house until 7 o'clock. So it's one of those where like the kids always come back really hungry after swim lesson. And I'm thinking, do I feed us all together as a family? Probably not best idea, because Bill's not going to be back till 7 o'clock. He's going to eat there. Is it pointless doing a family meal? Because they'll start moaning that they're hungry after swimming. Do I feed us separately? Oh, I've still got to edit that video. Oh, I still need to hang that washing out. It's not finished yet, but I can hear it going. Like, oh, it's rained again, bring the washing in. And my mind is just like constantly, like I feel like I'm the keeper of like everything in my family, more so than ever before. Like I just remember everything, and the mental load is so strong in this one. Like the stuff going around my brain. Like I know we've got 2 hospital appointments coming up in the next 2 weeks. I know we've got like multiple birthday parties coming up in the next few weeks. I know we've got to buy presents for those. I know that we've got like a ukulele concert on Friday. I know that we've got cricket, we've got jiu-jitsu, we've got football, we've got this, that and the other. And all of that end of year stuff that you get where you just have to take a pound in every day basically for something, and like end of year like teacher presents and putting cash in the kitty to do a big present, but I've got them a personal present as well because I wanted to do something sentimental. And it's just all this stuff, and it's definitely adjustment that the more children you have going into school, the busier that gets. And I'm just like trying to grow with my family too. I wasn't the youngest when I first became a mum, but I was 23 when I was found out I was pregnant, and I just feel like 23 to 34 now. It's a long chunk of my life that I've been present in, but not present for myself. I feel like I'm being really cryptic, but I hope you know what I mean. Anyone else on the same track as me? Anyone know what I mean? Like, my youngest baby is about to start school, and Mark and I have booked days off in the next, like the last couple of weeks and the next 2 weeks to have some one-on-one time with him, because we realised with him being our youngest, we've never really had that time. And we're trying to soak it up, and I feel like he's a balloon that's floating away and we're just grabbing on the string. But I also think it's very important to acknowledge how wonderful and beautiful and amazing these next steps are, because Daisy's hilarious and just so loving life, loving school, loving everything about fulfilling these areas of her life and getting more people into her social circles and trying new things. And Bill is just this wonderful person. He really is all grown up and embarking on completely new stage of life that's going to be daunting and exciting for him too. And then little Stan is just, he's ready, and that's amazing. But it is hard when your last one goes. It's not any more special or anything like that. It's just that acknowledgement that we did it. We got them all into school. That's a great thing. And I always thought that once they were in school, maybe that would make things easier or more simple or less busy, but that is not the case at all. Like, I'm needed more than ever these days, it feels like. And I feel lucky for now to have a job that works with that, because you know, I don't really know how we do it otherwise sometimes. Like, I really don't. But we're good. And like, I'm good. I'm healthier than I have been in a long time mentally. Like, I, you know, might be a bit chubby and this, that and the other, but generally speaking, I'm very happy. Like, I move my body loads, and I've got one of the best things that has happened to me in the last year is friendship. I've always had great sets of friends, and I've got a few different sets of friends, which I find to be quite nice, because there's different links to different parts of your journey, and they were there, and they're part of that and you're part of their story too. But I've always had like a fantastic group of friends. I really love all the mums in Bill's class. We have a good WhatsApp group and it's hilarious on there, like working out every day whether or not we've got PE and if they went to go and peak it or not, because that changes like every week and we get so confused. And they're lovely, and it's kind of hit me that like when we all go to high school, I'm really going to miss those chats, and I hope we find a way to keep in touch. Obviously Suzanne is like my closest friend, and even though like the boys have grown up and we're not always walking to school anymore because I've got to do like 3 drop-offs and she just does the one, and I run around like a blue-ass fly, so I can never really catch people for very long. But our friendship just means so much to me, and like because of the proximity that we live in as well, we are just always there for each other. We've always got each other's back, and I feel like I've found a few women that we really parent collectively together, like we're a group and we're a team. And obviously I've got all my friends like from like either from school, like Kaylee, Misha, who I met on the train years and years ago, Bex, who was an old school friend from primary school. I was best friends with her brother once upon a time, and then Vic as well, who I know anyway because her kids go to the same school as mine, and she's like an amazing friend of mine, and she's just amazing. She works at the school as well, so she's lovely. And then like they all mean so much to me, but one thing that I've been really blessed with that I found really hard when Daisy started school was Daisy's friendship group, because we weren't able to talk. We all wore masks, we had to stand apart, it was all staggered drop off, and we had to go, and I didn't really know who was who. I didn't know the children's name, I didn't know the parents' names. But now we're finally getting to the swing of things, and we've got like those 4 friends that I mentioned, we've got a little group now where they like us 4 mums get on really well, and talking about escaping for like a spa day maybe one day. And then Daisy's best friend's mum feels like she's fast becoming one of my best friends too, which is so weird because like that was the same with Suzanne and stuff. And her little boy is the same age as Stan and also going reception with Stan, so it just feels so good, and we're all in this like live so close to each other, and it's just been amazing. And I didn't realise how much that was missing from my life, and with my mental health, like my anxiety and my lack of self-worth over the years from past things that have gone on with me that like, you know, I don't talk about everything on here obviously, but I've always been so insecure and worried that like nobody would like me, and my relationship with Mark was like a huge part of my life, and we are best mates. Like I love that man so much, but I am enjoying now that like we do things separately a bit more, and like I'm more comfortable in my skin than ever before. And like, yeah, is it sad to admit that that's the way it was? Yeah, probably, but it's the truth. Like I've just always been so like nervous and anxious of not being loved or like not fitting in and stuff, and like I've done it, and it took time. So if you're worrying too, you really do start to make friends when your children start school, and it might not be instantaneous. It certainly wasn't for me, but it will happen. And sometimes it's just putting yourself out there. It's so scary, but when you do, like, oh, these women mean so much to me. So that's been a huge thing for me, and I'm so happy. And another stuff, yeah, like I'm really enjoying like Instagram, as I mentioned before. Like I really enjoy it on there. I've been making loads of reels, so come and say hi, because like I make like these reels are like, if you're not on Instagram, they're like 1-minute videos, and like little things from like recipes to like school lunches, like my outfit of the day and stuff, and I've just been finding my feet more a bit there because there's less pressure, there's a smaller community there for me personally. The videos are smaller, so I kind of like don't overthink them too much, and like it just, I suppose that's me expressing myself a bit more as me, as like a mother of older children, and as myself, because that's kind of the foot that I want to put forward, I suppose. But yeah, come and say hi if you're not already on there, because like I'd love to have you. And I promise, like, I'm not annoying. I don't think so anyway. I'm sure people, some people think that I am, but there's that phrase about being the juiciest peach, and people still wouldn't like peaches, but you know. And that's another thing. I'm really trying to get out of this mindset that I have to keep everyone happy. From like therapy, I've seen 3 therapists over my time. I don't know if you knew that, but every single one has just said like you're a massive people pleaser, and you just like are constantly like molding and shaping to try and make people happy, and it's not a very healthy thing always to do. And I'm really trying to get to a point where I've got boundaries now, and like I'm not chasing relationships that, you know, don't make me happy, or I'm not trying to aim to please everybody on here, because you can't. You just can't. And you can't in real life. This applies to you too. If somebody treats you like crap, just leave it, walk away, because you deserve better than that. You really do. It's funny, isn't it, your 30s, and I'm mid-30s now, I suppose, I've got to admit that. And then I'll be into my 40s soon, and there's so much growth that happens, and everybody always says that, but you don't realise until you're in it. And actually, I probably am more comfortable in my own skin these days, even though I'm not the thinnest or the youngest or the firmest or the pertest or any of that. I think it's because I've worked on up here, and that's not a bad thing. But yeah, I should probably go, because I've got to go and pick some kids up, and I chat so much. Let me know how you're doing. Like, is there anything you want to chat about? Anyone like me who's feeling a bit like, whoa, wow, life has changed, like, it's a bit like not ready for this? Any tips for me? Any advice for me? If you just want to chat, let me know. I'm here. And yeah, I love you loads. Thank you, as always, for supporting me over the past few years. Thank you for sticking around where I work out what the hell I'm doing. Now life is changing so much. And take care of yourselves. You're brilliant. You need to remember that.